morning, everybody. I'm at Affinity Hospital right now. I'm joined with Isaiah.
Yes, Isaiah Zen. I am the operator of the Zen's Tiger Town Mowers YouTube channel. We are here at Massillon Affinity Hospital, which has been closed exactly 1 year.
Now let's take a walk around, guys, and we'll show you what's happened 1 year later after its closure.
Over there.
Where we're standing at right now, guys, is the valet parking / patient parking area for Affinity Hospital. Yeah, that was a sign that said patient parking. It's been covered up now for a year. And here over to your right, this is the Medical Arts building. It's been closed now for years before Affinity even closed down.
Take you over here. This is one of their other facilities on the property.
You can see a little bit over here. It's not been maintained as well as Affinity used to. All this stuff over here is starting to overgrow. Even some of these plants that are around the back part of the valet parking, you can see it's a little bit overgrown. It's not been trimmed back, and last summer it got really overgrown and didn't look very nice. We'll walk down here to the Medical Arts building and not step foot on the property, but show you what we can see legally from the street.
Just walk you by. I'm not allowed to step onto the property.
Yeah, this is the Medical Arts building. This is the one sign that they didn't ever cover up, but you can still see that it has Affinity on it. You can see where it used to say ambulatory. They kind of peeled those letters off because they stopped using it for that.
Here's the rest of the building. Once again, I'm not stepping.
But what's really neat about this is, I don't know if you can see, yeah, there we go. It has Medical Arts embossed into the archway of the doors there. And there's a big sign there that says no trespassing under 24-hour surveillance. So that's one of the reasons why we're not going to step foot on the property. There is active security that still roams around this property.
Bump here.
Yeah, right now we're on the corner of State and 8th, and this is where Affinity's helipad was. Kind of offset from the hospital. Pan over this way. The hospital's way over there. And looking at the building from here, you can still see that they're keeping the heat and air ventilation systems on. You can see a little bit of steam coming from the stack up on the top.
Taking a picture of the stacks there. I see the fencing has not been maintained. It's a pretty big pad here.
Yeah, I used to see choppers land here every once in a while, and I always thought it was weird that they'd have the helipad so far away, because there's a medical emergency, you have to have a life flight. You land here, then you have to get wheeled all the way over to the hospital over here. And right now we're on the corner of State and Amherst, which is the main street where the front of the hospital is. But this building here has an interesting label scar that I've never seen before. You can see that it says right up on the top here, emergency, and the other word is clinic. And then it says, I believe, full services. There's something in the middle there too, but can't quite make it out. I know it says emergency clinic, full services. But down here is the sign where it's currently says Life Care Family Health, but I'm not sure if that's even in business. There's a label scar behind it, but it is unfortunately covered. Okay. There's one that says urology. Okay. I've never noticed these label scars before. Of course, after having set so long, the sun beating down on it, it kind of fades the paint a little bit, so any old scars will start showing through just a little bit. Well, we're coming up on the professional building now.
Yeah, but it is kind of showing its age here. That number on the sign is still irrelevant now because they're closed. And I see they have not trimmed the bushes back on top of the sign. facility here.
Yeah, this is the outpatient services sign here. It still lights up, but you can't see it, obviously. You can just see the lights glowing out from underneath it. But this is the front of the hospital, the main entrance.
And sadly, for that day in 2017 where that doctor was shot, that's kind of where we're walking by now.
Yeah, the doctor's parking area was right back in here.
Yeah.
You can still see the sign back there a little bit. See if I can zoom in and see where it says Doctor's Reserved Parking.
And for some reason, I kind of had that thought before any of this came out. I didn't say anything on Facebook, of course. I kind of thought after that doctor got
But
shot,
down here was the emergency department. It used to have health or heart and trauma center up on the side, and up on the top, right up here, it used to have big red letters that said emergency.
Then we're gonna walk you down by the emergency room.
Now this hospital originally opened in 1910. Started out as Massillon Community Hospital, and then eventually transitioned into Affinity Hospital back in 2006. The parent company of Affinity is called Quorum Health, that was based out of Tennessee. And they decided last year that they're going to shut down this facility because it was not profitable for them anymore. And since that time, it's been sitting here empty. The city of Massillon has been trying to get a buyer for it, and they thought that they had one with a company called Paramount Matrix.
Yep.
And they found out that there's people in there that are being accused of fraud, so they backed out of that deal. So what's going to happen with this hospital now is it's going to be sitting just the way it is for about 5 years, unless they can find someone to buy the property off of the city. Because the city of Massillon made a deal with Altman Hospital. Altman Hospital gave the city of Massillon $2.06 million to cover the cost of maintaining this property over the past year. And in return, Altman says that they are not allowed to use this as a hospital facility for non-competition reasons.
Emergency room here.
So they don't want Massillon competing with Altman, which is going to be expanding their clinic right up the street on Wales Road. So until they get a buyer for this hospital, unfortunately, it's going to be sitting just the way it is. And there's not going to be a big hospital here anymore.
And we're turning beyond this sign here, which is covered up. And then we're just going to zoom around this tree. And the ambulances used to go down there. And there's the other side of the building here.
Now, up on the top of this tower, you can see just a little bit of where there were some lights that would shine up on the top of the building anytime that a chopper was due to come in into land. It's, let's see, get my finger right below it. That little light right there would rotate around and around, kind of like it would at an airport a little bit, just to mark where the hospital is and to give them direction of where the helipad is. Anytime that I see those lights turn on and start rotating around in the sky, I knew that there was a chopper due to land here within a couple minutes. Okay, we're back on 8th Street here. This is the patient entrance, outpatient surgery. Used to say Affinity nice and big on the top of the building where it's all covered up in that white tarp. And then this would just say Affinity Medical Center, 8th Street entrance on it.
There's the steps going up to the 8th Street entrance.
And this used to say emergency across the side here, but those letters have actually been taken down. But they still left this little sign here. Affinity Medical Center is a smoke-free campus. It also says that in different parts of the parking lot too.
And there was that ramp there, handicap ramp to get around the steps.
So the future of this hospital is pretty much set uncertain. Massillon has the $2.06 million from Altman Hospital to either redevelop this property, to renovate it into something else, or they can just demolish it. So that was our walk around, and we've got like a retail apocalypse going on right now. All these big brick and mortar stores are going out of business, and landlords are having a hard time refilling these properties because everything's pretty much going online now. So with a big abandoned hospital like this, it's going to be hard to refill. So unfortunately, we're probably going to see it sit empty for a while, and sadly to say, I'd expect them to eventually demolish it. I really hope that it doesn't get to the point where it starts falling apart like Doctors Hospital has in Perry Township. Well, everybody, that was our walk around and update of the 1-year anniversary of the Affinity Hospital closing here in Massillon, Ohio. If you enjoyed our little walkthrough, make sure you let us know in the comments. Give us a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to Isaiah. Make sure you stay tuned to upcoming videos. Keep it real, guys, and I will see you in the next video.